Hey everybody, I'm back with another Modern Warfare 4 video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about when we're finally going to get the release trailer for Modern Warfare 4. So Activision had an earnings call yesterday where they talked briefly about this upcoming Call of Duty game coming up in 2019 developed by Infinity Ward, and Activision COO had this to say about Modern Warfare 4. So he says, as we've seen on previous occasions, Call of Duty Reach saw more impact from a competitive backdrop. However, and importantly, our core player base remained highly engaged with Call of Duty Black Ops 4's total hours played growing double digits year over year versus World War II. We continue to release new content, modes, and events to sustain, reach, and attract new users. But we also recognize that we need to do even more to maintain the breadth of the Call of Duty player base beyond the launch quarters. And the Call of Duty team is hard at work on that for this fall's big content release, excitement for which is incredibly high around the organization. We expect that both the launch and post-launch content will bring game-changing experiences to our fans. So basically they're saying that Black Ops 4 has done better than World War II has, and that, you know, they're bringing more people in, but they still need to do more to, you know, bring in new players and to, you know, hold on to those old players that might have bought the game at launch and stuff, and make sure that, you know, people don't just buy the game, play it once, and then get rid of it. That people are constantly playing the game and are, you know, continually coming back and playing it throughout the year. So they say that the Call of Duty team is hard at work on that for this fall's big content release. So basically what they're saying is that with Modern Warfare 4, they're going to be doing something different with this year's game to be able to continue to hold players into this game rather than kind of what basically every other Call of Duty game has been doing for the past several years, where, you know, of course, as soon as the game comes out in like November and December, people are playing it a ton, and then about January the game really starts to fall off and people are kind of playing other games, they're, you know, doing other stuff, and then they might come back to the game when, you know, a DLC map comes out, like when a zombies map comes out, play it for like a week or something like that, and then they, you know, go back to other games and do other things, and then they come back for DLC 2, and then they stop playing, then they come back for DLC 3, and they stop playing for a few months, and they come back for DLC 4, and then they stop playing, and then of course they buy the new game in like November. Well, you know, apparently they're trying to do something different where, you know, players aren't continually leaving the game after like every DLC and then coming back when a new one is. That way they're continually playing like every single day or, you know, every week or whatever, and they're not like leaving the game. But like I said, they didn't go into any details about like what this is actually going to be. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on this in the comments down below. What do you guys think that Modern Warfare 4 is going to do differently this year to be able to attract players into, you know, this game and to keep them playing? I personally kind of thought that Blackout was going to be able to do that. That Blackout was going to be the thing that held a lot of people into Black Ops 4. And then, you know, people were going to be maybe a little bit tired of Blackout, and then they're going to be like, oh, you know what, I'm going to go and try some zombies, or I'm going to go try some multiplayer, instead of, like, going to other games, and that, you know, Blackout was really going to be what's going to attract a lot of people, and is going to hold a lot of people into the game. But I don't think that's really happened. Apex Legends really took a huge chunk out of Black Ops 4, and even, like, Battlefield 5's Firestorm did a bit, too. And even, you know, just Blackout itself kind of killed it a little bit, too. Blackout's kind of been, you know, a little iffy. And I feel like Treyarch hasn't been, you know, updating it or doing as much of it towards it as they could have. Like, you see, like, Apex Legends and Respawn doing a lot with their game. You see Epic Games with Fortnite doing a ton there. And even PUBG has been getting a ton of updates and stuff there. Blackout's just been kind of hanging out. And, oh, yeah, we have this new mode that's basically the same thing, but you can respawn. And, oh, yeah, now we have this new mode with cars and you can respawn. Oh, we have this brand new mode that you can respawn. It's like, Treyarch, like, can we finally get something new with Blackout? Like, they've been updating the map, but I don't know. Anyways, this isn't a Blackout rant video. This is talking about Modern Warfare 4. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of that. What do you think that Modern Warfare 4 is going to be able to do to actually continually keep players engaged? Let me know in the comments down below. But now let's talk about the actual trailer. So Activision's president, Rob Kostich, actually talked about COD 2019, and he only provided a small comment about this. He says, quote, "We continue to feel incredibly good about this year's game coming from Infinity Ward. The game's going to be revealed later this quarter, and I think it's going to be really clear then why we are so excited about this release." So he confirms that we will be getting a reveal and a trailer sometime later this quarter. So, you know, this quarter, basically Q2, just recently started. And so it's pretty likely that we're not actually going to get it until about June, which is kind of crazy, because if we're not actually going to get a trailer and such until June, that is a far cry from what we had even last year for Black Ops 4. Like, Black Ops 4 was first, like, announced and teased and stuff in March, and here we are in May, and we still have nothing about this game. Not even a teaser, nothing. And I mean, we're gonna basically be getting the reveal like 3 months later than we did for Black Ops 4. And part of the reason why, you know, it was like revealed a lot earlier was potentially because of World War II's kind of, you know, dwindling success. That less and less people started playing World War II around January, February, March, around then. And then people were, you know, really hopping back onto Fortnite, and Call of Duty really needed something. Because, I mean, last year with World War II, it was practically dead after the first couple months. And so I feel like Activision really needed something to keep, you know, fans engaged and being like, oh, yeah, no, Black Ops 4 is coming out, so you guys should go back and play Black Ops 3, you should play World War II, you should get hyped for this new game. And, I mean, it worked. But also another reason why they revealed it early was because the game actually released early. It released in October rather than November. So now if it's actually going to be revealed in June, we're finally going to get a trailer in June, I think it's pretty safe to say that we're going to be going back to about the November release schedule. And a lot of people complain about Black Ops 4 and think that a lot of the problems with, say, zombies and stuff could have been solved just right out of the gate if they would have released it in November, because November was really about the time when zombies really started to get a ton of stability updates and started to actually be like pretty solid and way more stable than it was on launch. And people were just thinking that, like, you know what, if Treyarch just had that extra month, and if they actually would have released the game in November, then they would have had that month of, you know, extra QA, and zombies could have launched in a much better state. But I mean, that could be a factor into this, that, you know, Infinity Ward doesn't want to make that same mistake, and Activision doesn't want to make that same mistake, so they're going to be releasing Modern Warfare 4 back again in November instead of October. But if they do, in fact, release it in October, I don't know. I mean, it could be a good thing, because, hey, you know, imagine this. Like, a trailer comes out in June, and they're like, hey, Modern Warfare 4 is coming out in October, so it's going to be 4 months away. So, you know, instead of like waiting, like Black Ops 4, we had to wait 7 months. You know, we had to wait all the way from March until October to be able to actually get the game. So that was kind of a long wait. But it was still, you know, a really fun wait. But, you know, imagine just only having 4 months. So it's like, hey, the game's coming out in 4 months. Okay, sick. Like, that's barely any time. And then they can be like, you know what? And also, we're going to have Modern Warfare 2 Remastered available today. So you guys can pre-order Modern Warfare 4. You can go play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered today. So that way you can spend all summer playing Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and then as soon as fall hits, bam, you're playing Modern Warfare 4. Like, that'd be pretty sweet. But let me know your guys' thoughts on this in the comments down below. What do you guys think that Infinity Ward and Activision are going to do to be able to, you know, continue to hold fans into the series? And also, what do you guys think about the trailer actually coming out in June of this year? Like, that's a pretty late release date, but I don't know. We'll have to see what it's going to be. But, you know, Activision's pretty excited about it. But once again, I think take this all with a grain of salt, because, I mean, obviously the people making a game are going to be hyped about it. They're going to say that, you know, it's a really good game, and they're going to say that they're excited and they're really looking forward to it, and it's going to be a great thing. But obviously that doesn't mean a whole lot, because they're obviously going to say that. They're never going to say, oh, this game's pretty crap. You know, I don't like this game. You guys probably shouldn't buy it. But, you know, I don't know. Give it a shot. You know, no, obviously they're going to say, this is the greatest Call of Duty game ever. You guys should all go out and buy it. It's going to be the best game ever. And that's way more hype for the game than saying, oh, it's all right. You know, like, obviously they're going to upsell it because they're making it, and that's how they make money and stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.